You know, working with a knife is so essential to being comfortable in the kitchen that I've decided to break apart all of the knife skills into separate videos so that I can share some information that I hope is going to be really useful for you. Number one, you got to choose a knife that is going to be your everyday knife, and I've put out a whole bunch of chef's knives here. Now, some of them may look really large to you because these three over here are ones that I would use if I'm working in a professional kitchen or we're going to have a big party and I'm cooking for 40 or 50 people, something like that. For my everyday cooking, these two chef's knives are the ones that I reach for the most. And one of them I like a lot. This is actually one that was made in Japan, but it's made in a Western style. These are all Western style chef's knives, meaning that they have a curved blade like that, and they're pretty wide so that you can use them to scoop things up that you've chopped. This particular one has a really nice balance, and you might want to check this out if you're going to purchase a new knife. This was really nice because the blade weighs the same as the handle, and so I know that it's not going to be pulling on me. Other knives here are very heavily weighted toward the blade, and I will say that doesn't bother me very much, but it certainly takes a little bit of a toll. Now, this is a different kind of chef's knife, and it is actually made in a Japanese style. It has the wide blade of a regular chef's knife, but it's almost flat on this side, and this particular one has the divots along here, which supposedly helps the food to release when you slice through it. I haven't really noticed that that's helped me very much, but people say that they do find that that works really well. This is one that I oftentimes grab because I do like the width of it, and I do like the fact that it cuts really very nicely with this almost flat blade on this side. Now, the next thing that we got to talk about is how you hold that knife. In the Western style kitchen, everyone will hold the knife this way. So you're grasping it at the butt end of the knife blade here. And what I do is to keep my thumb here and wrap my index finger around, almost touching the thumb on that. That way I have a very firm grasp of it. I'm really grasping it mostly between thumb and index finger there, but these last three fingers will wrap around and just keep the blade in place. Now, once you've held it like that, I probably should acknowledge that in Japan, especially, they do not hold the knives this way. If you've been to a sushi bar, you've seen the Japanese style. They always hold it with their index finger straight out on the blade and then wrap their middle finger around to hold the blade in place. I've tried it and tried it, and I can't make it work for myself, so you find out what is the most comfortable hold of the knife for yourself. Okay, next thing is, how do you stand? Because I think it's really very important that you keep that in your mind. Number one, you need to stand up straight with your shoulder blades down your back. Okay, that is going to be the least tiring for you. I have noticed that a lot of people are all hunched over when they're doing any kind of work on their cutting boards. That will tire you out. It'll tire your lower back out. It'll stretch out your upper thoracic spine there, and you will end up feeling just super tired after just a very few minutes. But if you stand up straight, then with your shoulder blades down your back, that you won't tire for any time at all. Second thing is that I've noticed a whole lot of people, when they're trying to learn to hold the knife right, and their non-dominant hand, for me, that's my left hand, when they're trying to hold it, they flare out their arms like that. And all that does is tire out your arms. It's not flared out. They should be hanging loosely to your sides and literally touching the sides of your body. That's what will make you the least tired. So no bending over like this, and no flaring out of the arms. The non-dominant hand, my left hand, always has to be curved under. And as soon as you can learn this in your bones so that you always are holding that hand curved under, then the less likely you will be to be hunched over your cutting board, because you know that you're never going to cut yourself, because you're always using that middle knuckle and the knife blade in close proximity so that you can be cutting chopping things, mincing things, and you always know exactly where your fingers are because they're all curved under. One thing that you do have to keep in mind is don't let this little finger sneak out. That is a problem that I've seen over and over, and that will set you up for cutting your little fingers. Just keep all of your fingers and your thumb all curved under all the time. That is what will make it really comfortable for you in the kitchen. Good posture, holding your hand, holding the knife right, holding your hands right. That will make cooking into a pleasurable experience for you, not something that you have to fight against thinking, oh, I've got all that chopping to do.